pain or discomfort as in joint pain. Muscular discomfort, entirely up to you. If you want to stop, stretch, rest, do it whenever you need to do so. If you can keep it going for as long as you can. Getting the usual props, so a belt, a band if you've got one, a ball, or if you don't have a ball, you can just grab yourself like a pillow or something, a towel that you can use for assistance or a little bit of resistance. So finding your comfortable position. If I'm seated, see if I can try and create a space at the front to allow space for the diaphragm to be able to comfortably descend down towards the abdomen on the inhalation and then come up on the exhalation. So encouraging the breath to drop down into the rib cage, to drop down into the belly. The shoulders are relaxed and the neck is nice and loose. If I'm laying down, maybe encouraging the legs to extend away or bend, whichever feels easier on the lower back and the hips. And then I'm just going to place the hands around the side of the rib cage, so just below the breast line. I'm just going to hug the ribs gently with the hands. And then see if you can focus the breath into your hands. So as I breathe in, I want to feel my ribs expanding outwards, my hands being pushed outwards by that breath. And then as I breathe out, I'm just going to let everything relax back in place. So in, I'm going to try and expand out. Out, I'm going to relax. So see if I can try and ease off with some of the tension, some of the stiffness from the ribs or from the intercostal muscles between the ribs, to allow a better breath. So I'm going to try and take a nice deep inhale and a nice long exhale. Noticing if the breath will tend to sneak up into the top of the chest, so I can feel my chest rising on the next one. See if I can try and keep it soft, to keep it relaxed. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Then relaxing the arms are down by the side. Just allowing a couple of normal breaths. So still focusing on the breath coming down into the ribs, coming down towards the belly, making sure that all the tension into the chest, into the neck, into the throat is gone completely. And then once that I feel that the breath is a little bit more relaxed, then I'm just going to start focusing on the shoulders. Think of your shoulder blades like 2 little cars behind you. I'm going to run the cars up and down the back of the rib cage. So I'm going to pull them up towards the head, and then I'm going to try and press them down and away. I'm going to pull them up and towards the head, and then press them down and away. So see if I can try and unglue them. So see if I can try and create a nice smooth movement up and down. Noticing the difference between the right and the left side. One side moves better, one side feels a bit stickier than the other. One side might be clicking a little bit, making a little bit of a noise, just making sure that the noise is not creating pain. And then as I feel the movement starts feeling a little bit easier again, feels a little bit smoother, at the same time as the shoulders depress, as the shoulders press down and away from your ears, imagine somebody grabbing hold of your head and pulling it the opposite way. So see if I can think of really lengthening the back of the neck. And then I'm just going to shrug again, everything in, and then I'm going to press down and lengthen the back of the neck. 3, nice and long. 2, Nice and long. Last one. And releasing back to the middle, giving the shoulders a little bit of a wriggle, a little bit of a roll, and then still focusing on the neck. This time I'm just going to go for a little lateral flexion. So I'm just going to try and drop one here down to the shoulder. So right here to the right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder, right to the right, left to the left. Making sure that the movement is not creating pain or any referred pain down the arm or tingling into the arms, into the fingers. So again, noticing the difference, right and left to side. As the head moves to the right, where do I feel the stretch? As the head moves to the left, where do I feel the stretch? And then now that the movement starts feeling again a little bit easier both sides, same as I did before, I'm just going to encourage a little bit more stretch. So as the right ear drops to the right shoulder, with the left arm, I'm going to reach down the side. See if I can create a little bit more traction to stretch down the neck into the top of the shoulder. Then I'm going to ease back, left ear to the left to shoulder, and then with the right arm, I'm going to reach down the opposite way. See if I can create a nice, easy stretch down the other side. Back to the center, and then reaching and lengthening down the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, easing the head back to the middle, and then changing the direction of the movement. This time I'm going to go for a little rotation with a little flexion. So I'm going to turn the head to look to the right shoulder this time, and then I'm going to drop either the chin or the nose to the shoulder. So I'm going to tap the chin and drop the head. Then I'm going to ease back, I'm going to turn the other way, and then I'm going to tap the chin and drop the head. Come back, turn the other way, tap the chin, drop the head, back, and then turning the other way. So see if you can notice how the stretch changes. It's still on the neck, but it's not completely to the side. It seems to be more like it should be, slightly more into the back of the neck, not quite at the back, somewhere between the very side and the very back of the neck, halfway in between those 2 points. And then exactly the same as I've been doing so far. As I feel the movement gets a little bit easier, then I'm going to see if I can encourage a little bit more stretch. So I'm going to turn the head to the right, tap the chin, drop the head to the right shoulder. With the left arm, I'm going to reach down, same as I did before, and then I'm going to turn the fingers towards the back wall. So I should be able to feel a little bit more stretch. Then I'm going to ease back. I'm going to turn the head to the left, tap the chin, drop the head, reaching the right arm down the side, and then turning the fingers around and out as if I was trying to put my fingers on the back of my hand on the wall, on the floor. Then I'm going to release and come up again. So turn, drop, reach down, and turning the arm out to create a little bit more traction. Coming back, turn to the left, tuck the chin, reach the right arm, and then turning it out to see if I can create a little bit more traction the other way. One more time on each side. So turn to the right, tuck the chin, drop the head, Reach with the left arm, rotate it out into a deeper stretch. And releasing back. Turn to the left, tucking the chin. Reaching the right arm down. And then turning it out. Easing back. Returning the head back to the middle. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll. So neck feels a little, should be feeling a little bit freer, a little bit easier to move. I'm going to change the tension of the movement one more time. First thing, I'm going to try and lengthen the back of the neck. So I'm going to tap the chin to the chest, and then I'm going to bring the nose to the sternum. So if you're lying down on the back, you might want to support the head with your hands. So I'm going to let the weight of the head come down. And I'm going to ease the head back on top of the shoulders, trying to keep that nice long neck at the back. And then I'm going to try again. So I'm going to tuck the chin towards the chest. I'm going to bring the head down forward into the chest. And then I'm going to release it back into that starting position. Nice long neck. So I can feel that lengthening through the neck. And see if you can picture the length going from the base of the skull right down the back of the neck to the back of the shoulders, almost like between the shoulder blades. And then I'm just going to lift back. On the next one, I'm going to tuck the chin, bring the head forward. I'm going to reach the hands to the back of the head if they're not already there. Now, at the same time, with the hands, I'm going to try and bring the chin, the face closer to the chest. And with the head, I'm just going to resist that pressure. So the head is not moving, it's staying in the same position. I'm going to hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, ease that tension, relaxing the neck, returning the head back into a starting position. I'm going to try one more time. So tucking the chin to the chest, I'm going to reach the hands behind the head. And then same as before, I'm going to try and draw the chin of the nose a little bit closer to the chest. And at the same time, with the head, I'm just going to resist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ease that tension. And then gradually returning the head back to the starting position. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll. So the neck hopefully feels a little bit of release. I might test it, just looking around one way, looking around the other. Moving it to one side and to the other. And then hopefully the movement feels a little bit easier, but also the position of the head feels better. So my head is not poking, especially if I'm sitting. My head is not poking forward, creating that constant tension into the back of the neck. I feel that the head is sitting a little bit more on top of the shoulders, so the neck can get a little bit of a rest from that constant holding. And then I'm going to start focusing on the shoulders, focusing on the arm. I'm going to start raising the right arm up to the front. So I'm going to come up with a little front raise. I'm going to take the arm up to the front. And then I'm just going to keep reaching the arm as far as I feel comfortable going. Then I'm going to return the arm back. And then with the left, I'm going to do the same. If I'm seated, the arm is heavier as I'm working against gravity. If I'm lying down, the arms feel lighter, feels easier to move. So if I'm seated and I feel that the arm is getting a bit too heavy, I'm just going to go for a slightly smaller lift. So imagine to be putting the glass on top of the shelf. So I'm going to try and see if I can reach to the higher shelf. And then gradually, if that becomes too hard, I'm just going to go to the shelf below. So a little bit of a smaller movement. If you're lying down, as the movement feels easier, as the shoulder is supported, see if you can make sure that the movement is coming from the shoulder joint. So is the arm moving into the shoulder socket? I'm not pulling the chest with me. So my chest is not coming up, my back is not arching off the mat. The rib cage is staying soft, the back is staying relaxed. I'm not stiffening, I'm not tensing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the arm, I'm going to give the shoulders a little bit of a rest, and then I'm going to work at the other end, working into the legs, working into the hips. First thing, see if I can get a little bit of activation into the inner thighs. So I'm going to grab hold of my ball or my pillow, and then I'm going to put it between the knees. I'm going to find my comfortable position. And then from there, think of both legs are working together. I'm going to try and squeeze the pillow, squeeze the ball between the knees as hard as I can. So imagine to be popping the ball. And then I'm just going to ease that pressure. So I'm going to press as hard as I can. And then ease that pressure. So see if I can be aware of the tension working into the inner thighs. So the inside of the leg tensing. And relaxing, letting go. And then same as usual. I know that my right leg works really well. My left leg is a bit temperamental, so it doesn't want to do the same amount of work. So I'm just going to focus on that side to see if I can try and find a better connection. See if I can make it work a little bit more. Using the hand to guide it. So giving a little squeeze with the hands to encourage the legs to move in that direction. And then just gradually relaxing back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. I want you to squeeze and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Relaxing the legs, giving the leg a little tap, a little rub. Relaxing the inner thigh. I'm going to stay with the leg, but this time I'm going to work on the outside of the leg. So I'm going to switch the ball for the band or the strap. If you're using the strap so there is no give, keep it a bit loose so that you can move the legs a little bit to push them against the strap. If you've got the stretchy one, I'm just going to tie around the legs. So I'm just going to put it around the thighs. I'm going to put a knot or a little bow to hold it in place. If I don't want to put a knot, I'm just going to hold it with my hands. And then exactly the reverse to what I've just done. Instead of focusing on squeezing together, this time see if you can focus on opening out. So I'm going to try and open the knees away from each other, and then I'm going to bring them back in again. So exactly the same as I did for the squeezing. I feel that one leg is really working, the other leg is not responding very well. I'm just going to encourage that leg with the hand. And then I'm going to ease back. If I find that both legs are a bit temperamental, they don't seem to be wanting to move that way, I'm just going to use both hands. So see if I can direct them, see if I can guide them slightly. And then see if I can be aware of the tension this time, be more down the side of the leg into the side of the hip. So I can feel, especially up here into the side of the hip, into the side of the bum. It's a little twitching, a little tension that allows me to abduct the leg, to open the leg out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then again on the last one I'm going to hold the tension. I'm going to keep pushing out to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Again, giving the hips a little tap, relaxing the hips, relaxing the legs. I'm going to undo the band, release the strap, release the belt. I'm just going to push it to the side. And then allowing the legs a little release, I'm going to try and see if I can put the two movements and the two efforts together. So no resistance at this time, so it should be feeling a little bit easier as there is no ball, there is no band that I'm going to work against. So see if I can just think of the movement. I'm going to press the knees in, trying to squeeze them together, and then I'm going to try and pull them apart. Then again, I'm going to squeeze them together, and then I'm going to pull them apart. So the biggest movement I can manage, if I'm seated, obviously I'm limited with the size of the movement as I'm seated on the chair. So when I reach the side of the chair or a certain point, I can't go any further. But if I'm lying down, there is nothing stopping me from going out as wide as I can and then squeezing my way back in. So pulling the knees out, feeling the side of the hip tensing to draw the legs apart, and then feeling the inner thighs tensing to pull them back together. 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, giving the legs a little shake, relaxing the hips, releasing the inner thighs, and then giving the legs a little rest. I'm going to move on to the upper body again. I'm going to get into a little rolling. So imagine a ball in front of you, but one of the massive big balls, the Swiss ball, the gym ball, so something huge, something big. I'm going to hold it with my hands, and then I'm just going to start to roll in it, top to bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom, bottom to top. So think of the arms are going like into a little windmill. So I'm just going to turn the other way, turn the other way, making the ball a little bit smaller. If I feel that the shoulder is a bit restricted, maybe a little bit sore, a little bit tender, making the ball really big if I feel that the shoulder is okay with that movement. And then maintaining that movement going, I'm going to see if I can start adding a little bit of a flexion. So as the right arm comes up, I'm going to flex to the side, follow the arm. As the left arm comes up, I'm going to flex to the right, following the other way. So see if I can try and turn the ball just a little bit further and a little bit further. If I'm down on the mat, I'm just going to drag the shoulders and the head with me, dropping the head onto the floor, then picking it up, taking it the other way, dropping it down, picking it up, taking it the other way, dropping it down. So making sure that I'm allowing the neck to have a little rest every time that I switch from side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Bringing yourself back to the middle, straightening out the back, adjusting the shoulders, releasing the neck, releasing the upper body. And then I'm going to change the direction of the movement again. I'm going to start with the arms, and then I'm just going to follow with the back. I'm going to take the hands up, and then I'm just going to reach them behind the head, behind the ears. As you do so, think of opening the elbows nice and wide. So if you're lying down, imagine your arms that you're opening wide to drop down towards the floor, towards the mat. Then I'm going to release, I'm going to close the elbows, and then I'm going to bring the hands down. So I'm going to lift them up, reach behind the ears, behind the head. I'm going to open the elbows nice and wide, and then I'm going to close them, and then bring them down by the side. So see if I can think of a little squeeze as I come in, then release, then go back to the head, and then open up nice and wide. Especially if I'm seated, as the elbows start opening, I should already feel that nice opening across the front of the chest. See if you can start exaggerating the movement. So as the elbows open, think of sending your chest to the ceiling. So I'm going to try and open up and lift as much as I can, and then I'm just going to release and let everything relax forward. Then open up and lift, and then release, and then let myself come forward. So see if I can create a little bit more space across the front of the chest, and then see if I can encourage that nice easy movement into the upper back, the little flexion extension. So opening and lifting, closing and coming back. Opening and lifting, closing and coming back. Encouraging maybe the head to look up, to look back, and then I'm going to release back. 3, 2, last time. And releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders again, adjusting the shoulders, adjusting the back. Again, it's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to go back into the legs. I'm going to start off with a little knee lift. This time working with one leg at a time. I'm going to place the right hand onto the right thigh if I'm seated. If I'm laying down, if I place the right hand to the right thigh, I'll have to kind of like tense through the shoulder as the leg is a little bit further. So I'm just going to put the pillow or the ball between the hand and the thigh, so I don't need to reach that far. My shoulder can stay relaxed. And then I'm just going to lock the arm. So with the arm, I'm going to push away. With the leg, I'm going to try and pull up. I'm going to try and lift. Then I'm going to relax again. With the arm, I'm going to push away. With the leg, I'm going to try and lift. So see if you can think of almost like the joining point between the top and the bottom. Think of your hip tensing and the side of the belly connecting to create that little squeeze. So with the hand I push down, with the leg I'm going to try and lift up, relax. With the hand I push down, with the leg I'm going to try and lift up and relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. So relaxing the leg, releasing the hip. I'm going to try the same thing but with the left side. So I'm going to switch side, switch hand, and then again with that hand I'm going to push down on the leg, and with the leg I'm going to try and lift up. Then relax. With the hand I push down, with the leg I'm going to try and lift up. So again, see if I can find that little twitch and that little connection deep into the front of the hip and into the front of the belly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. Hopefully a little bit more connection to the front. I want to switch the effort and trying to bring it to the back of the leg. So I'm just going to, if I'm laying down, I'm going to extend the legs away along the floor. So nice long legs down the mat. And then I just wanted to focus on the bum cheek. I'm going to try and clench the right side, relax, clench the left, relax, clench the right, relax, clench the left, relax. So imagine as the bum cheek tenses, if I'm seated, it feels as if one side has been pushed up and then drops down, the other side has been pushed up and drops down. If I'm laying down, I should be able to feel my hips are just gently rocking from side to side as I tense, release on the other side. And then just noticing the difference. I might find that I don't seem to be able to tense one, but I can tense both together. If I can tense both together, I'm going to go for both at the same time. So I'm still feeling the tension. And then once that I've got that tension, I'm going to try and see if I can gradually separate the right from the left. So can I tense just the right and relax the left? Can I tense just the left and relax the right? Just the right and then just the left. Just the right and then just the left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Relaxing the hip, releasing the legs. So I can feel a little bit more response through the back of the hips, through the back of the bum. I'm going to try and see if I can put the two together. So I'm going to repeat on the same leg, on the same side. I'm going to focus on the right leg. So if I know that there is no way that I can pull the leg up, I might just use the band at the back of the leg to give me that little support. If I'm laying down, I'm going to bend at the knees. So again, I can use the band if I need to. I'm going to lift the right leg up. So think of the tension at the front of the hip. So I want my hip to close. Then I'm going to push the foot into the ground. I want the right bum cheek to tense. Then I'm going to pull up. I want the foot to try and peel away from the ground. And then I'm going to push it down, trying to get that tension into the right bum cheek. So I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to push it down. So if I'm seated, imagine to be, so I'm lifting the leg first, and then I'm going to push it down as if I was trying to stand, but just on that side, just on that leg. If I'm laying down, I'm going to lift up, and then I'm going to push down as if I was going to bridge just on that side, just on that leg. 3. Push down. 2. Push down. Last one. Push it down and release. Relaxing the leg. I'm going to switch sides. So again, if I need the band, I'm just going to feed the band behind that left knee. So I've got a little control. And then I'm going to lift the leg and then push it into the ground. See if I can find the connection to that left bum cheek. Relax, lift the leg, push it down, squeeze in with that left bum cheek. Relax, lifting the leg, pushing down, squeezing with the back of the bum, and then up again. So same as you did on the other side. See if you can think of alternating the tension from the front to the back or from the front to the back. So exactly the same as you would do it if you were walking. So the leg flexes to come forward and then extends to go back. Flexes to come forward and then extends to go back. 3, 2, last one, and release. Releasing the hip, giving the leg a little shake, relaxing the leg, relaxing the arm if you had to pull against the resistance of the leg, against the weight of the leg. And then I'm going to move back into the upper body. We're left with a little bit of a rotation. So this time I'm just going to either cross the arms onto the chest if I'm sitting, reaching the arms to the front if I prefer, or if I'm laying down. And then I'm just going to start turning my way around. So I'm going to rotate to the right, turning the shoulders, turning the head, easing my way back to the center, and then to the left, turning the shoulders, turning the head the other way. So see how far around I can go. I can look to the right, how far to the left. Rolling from shoulder to shoulder if I'm down on the mat. Encouraging the head to follow the hand, just to see if I can still work that rotation using the space that I've got available lying down on the back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Returning back to the middle, again, adjusting the shoulders, adjusting the back. And then I'm going to get into a little bit of stretch. So I want to ease off any tension that I might have created across the front of the chest. So if I'm laying down and the shoulder allows me to do so, I'm going to reach the hands behind the head. I'm going to interlock the fingers behind the head. And then I'm just going to let the elbows drop down onto the floor. So I'm just going to allow the chest to open. If I'm seated, I'm just going to reach the hands out to the side. And then imagine with your thumbs to be touching the back wall. So I'm going to turn the hands, turn the arms, and then I'm going to try and push my thumbs to the back wall. The chest is coming forward. I can feel a nice lift across the front of the chest, a nice stretch. I'm going to hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to relax a little bit and then I'm going to try again. So I'm going to open up wide, thumbs to the back wall, or if I'm laying down, think of your elbows dropping onto the mat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing back. Last time. Open out. Push it behind. Nice and open across the front. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the upper back. It's a little bit more opening across the front of the chest. I want to create a similar opening, but this time working through the inner thighs. So exactly the same. If I'm laying down, I'm just going to bring the feet together and then let the knees open out to the side. Allow gravity to do all the work. So I'm just going to let the legs flop out. If I'm seated, unfortunately, gravity can't help me. So I'll have to use my arms to created a stretch. So I'm just going to put the hands on the inside of the legs, and then I'm going to push the legs out as far as I can. So think of a nice long reach through the inner thighs, going all the way into the knees. And then if I want to try and ease some more tension, imagine to be kind of like lengthening. So I'm just going to gently drive with the hands down the legs, towards the knees, down the legs, towards the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to ease slightly, and then I'm going to try again. This time I'm going to put the hands on the inside of the legs. With the hands I'm going to try and push out. With the legs I'm going to try and squeeze in. So the legs are not going anywhere. They're just tensing slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to stop resisting with the legs and keep pushing with the arms, and see if you can get the knees to open up a little bit wider. And releasing back. Bring the legs all the way back in, giving the legs a little walk, a little shake. And then when you're ready, if you're lying down, rolling over onto your side, and in your own time, pushing yourself up into sitting, finding your comfortable seated position. So crossing the legs, opening, closing, bending, straightening, whatever position it's easier. Leaning against something, making sure that it's nothing that moves, and to give me a little support, or using the arms at the back to support that lift. And then same as I did at the beginning, think of opening at the front, but this time we're exaggerating that opening. So I'm going to try and lengthen the front of the body as much as I can. Pushing the chest forward, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to look forward, I'm going to look back as far as I can. And then I'm going to release, allowing the chin to drop down to the chest, the shoulders, the rib cage to come forward. I'm going to flex the forward as far as I can. And then I'm going to uncurl back, opening up the front of the body, sending the rib cage up to the ceiling, lengthening, lifting, looking up, looking back. And then again, releasing, coming forward, rounding the shoulders, rounding the back. Last time, uncurling all the way back up. Extend, nice long, nice lifted through the chest, looking up, looking back. And then releasing, coming forward, one hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow,